Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Watch It with Laila. Today's film is not like any other film we have examined before. It features a compelling period thriller that takes place in World War One. The British short film titled Pawns, directed by Tyrese Lamptey and released in 2018, tells the tale of two soldiers, one British and the other German, who meet during the visceral Great War of 1914. I have chosen this film because it addresses the value of forgiveness and humanity not only on an individual but also on an international level. The topic of today's video is therefore how forgiveness, specifically international forgiveness, is made achievable and how it may lead to unbreakable friendships. Okay, so first, some quick information about the film. Let's go back in history at the time of World War One and meet the characters in the short film. William, a British soldier, experiences his first battle and ends up trapped in a dugout with Karl, an enemy German soldier. William now needs to decide whether or not Karl can be trusted and whether they can become friends despite the fact that he's an enemy. Can they put their differences aside and rediscover humanity? Can two enemies really end up being friends, or is that just too far-fetched? So without further ado, let's get into it. The short film's plot can be divided into three main subplots. First one is the events on the battlefield that have led to the loss of a lot of lives, as we see in the following scene. I am showing you this scene because it demonstrates the complete opposite picture of humanity and forgiveness.
Feind von vorn! Stellung halten! Feind von vorn!
A war symbolizes cruelty and intolerance towards one another. This is portrayed in the scene within the use of different camera angles showing the multiple killings of soldiers that happen within seconds. The lighting in the scene is dark, illustrating that soldiers cannot see where their enemies are, they could come up from anywhere and attack. These two film apparatuses serve as major components in the development of this short film, since they illustrate wars in a thrilling yet eye-opening manner. In the next scene, an unpredictable plot twist takes place. In this scene, William finds Karl and aims the gun at him, contemplating his next move. So will William fire his rifle? As we have seen, William decides not to shoot Karl. When he is about to head out, the whole place gets bombed. And guess who saves him? It's Karl, his enemy. This is a crucial scene in the short film because it illustrates an interesting transition. Later on, the audience notices how the two soldiers talk as if they are friends. They discover that they are both leaving family members, such as their wives and young children, at home. They also share the fear they experience before getting to the battlefield. At this point, we realize that they are not so different after all. When examining it more carefully, all that seems to divide them is the uniform and the language. Let's watch another scene that illustrates the beginning of a friendship and the value of humanity.
I'm going to need 2 shells.
The fact that the two soldiers give up their bullets to use as pawns for a chess game shows how vulnerable they both are now, meaning that both soldiers are left unarmed, which indicates that they trust each other. The background music is somewhat calming when compared to the gunshots at the beginning of the film. I also have to say that the pawns of the chess game carry a powerful symbolism. Pawns are the least valuable pieces in chess games. They are the first to sacrifice, exactly like the two soldiers. This symbolism is further highlighted by it being the title of the short film. Looking at the bigger picture here, both soldiers realize that they are pawns in their nation's big chess game. However, they decide to put their differences aside and form a friendship that lasts until they are old. This proves my thesis, which is that international forgiveness can in fact lead to unbreakable friendships. We get to see that friendship in the beginning and at the end of the short film, when two old men are playing a chess game. The events on the battlefield resemble a flashback. This technique provides the audience with an engaging and interesting view of the story of how the friendship has developed. The short film ends with old Carl saying,
I never did say thank you, did I?
You never needed to.
Never did say thank you, did I?
You never needed to.
When compared to the other scenes I've showed you, you might have noticed that the lighting here is bright, clearly showing the peace and purity friendships and forgiveness can bring to one's life. Okay, so let's review the main points of the short film. The short film Pawns captures the intimacy of two people looking past their differences, which were created by war and politics, and seeing each other as full human beings. As a result, a strong friendship based on mutual trust and compassion forms. Not to forget, the plot is presented with fantastic cinematic detail, with the help of film apparatuses such as camera angles, lighting, and engaging storytelling. In light of recent events such as the ongoing war with Ukraine and Russia or Palestine and Israel, it is incredibly difficult to forgive such gruesome acts. However, forgiveness seems to be the only feasible weapon that can be used against every conflict. Thank you so much for watching, and these are the sources I have used.